What's up, friends? Stormie Coulter here. In today's video, I'm going to take you through an energy update for the week. And whenever you see this, these messages are timeless, so you can expect them to meet you where you are and have a timeless message for you. But I know you guys love weekly themes, so here we are. We're doing a thing. I'm in the Akashic Records. What is the first theme for this week? Get out of your seat. Get moving. Listen, here's the deal about intuition, okay? For those of you that are sitting back waiting, like, I'm waiting to know what Spirit wants me to do. I'm waiting to figure out what the next step is going to be. I want to feel confident and secure before I make any moves on anything. And that's not really how intuition works. It's a much lower level of intuition. It takes time, patience, practice. It takes stillness. It takes the unresolved emotions like not being up in your face. It takes people not bothering you. If I were to be honest, it's like a lower level of evolution. Meaning that all of the puzzle pieces have to be in place. You have to feel like you have emotional space. You have to feel presence with self. You have to feel no distraction. You have to feel very calm and satiated in order to receive messages from that place that are perfect to then move forward with. And honestly, you might not get that perfect messaging for another couple months. And if I'm going to be even more honest, it's just not really how life works. So as you guys see me, I'm on the go. Like I'm getting stuff done right now. And I was like, I have to get this video done. Now, would it be more ideal for me to sit and meditate and be calm and still to get the message? Maybe in one version of my life, sure, more ideal, but actually it's more ideal for me to hit the road and to take my camera with me and to just get this moving. Now, I'm being told to tell you a little bit about how I channel. So back in the day, the way that I used to channel is I would need like really perfect stillness. Also, I'm finding there we go, there's the light. I would need stillness. So I would need to meditate for like 30 to 40 minutes ahead of time. I would need to do some breath work, some pranayama to clear my channel. I would have to be eating very, very lightly. And I would need like real stillness and real quiet. And if anyone like pissed me off at any point in the week, I would need to emotionally resolve that before I had time to channel again, because I needed the most ideal still circumstances. And it wasn't working out for me. There was a point where I had just moved back to LA. I went into a studio apartment, and it was like a little less than ideal, meaning like it was a garage unit ACU, and there were like squirrels banging on the on the roof. There were people on the property. Like there was just a lot of noise. There was a ton of noise, and I felt like I could never get stillness. So I was having trouble meditating and channeling, and I was like, what am I going to do? I have to channel. I think that's when I built, it's when I was building Akashic Records Immersion, one of my signature programs. So I was like, I need to get all of this done. And my guides were like, you need to learn how to get all of the information you need and get moving when the circumstances are less ideal and make them ideal. So I would go to a coffee shop every morning, and I would channel for 2 hours at the coffee shop with a coffee, with tons of people around me and tons of noise, until I practice to the point where I can just channel. Like I'm tapped in right into my channel right now, and there's tons of noise going on. There's tons of cars, there's people looking at me, there's like all of this shit going on, right? The point of me telling all of you that is, if you wait for the circumstances to become ideal, you're really losing out on opportunities. You're really losing out on the magic of evolving to become the sort of person that doesn't need the circumstances to be ideal, doesn't need the environment to be ideal for them to occupy their highest potential, for them to make the best decisions and best choices for themselves, but rather they can make any situation become the ideal situation. I'm being told this is my entrepreneurship. This is my like foundation of entrepreneurial thinking. I have not really had the luxury of time and space throughout my life to wait for shit to line up. And I don't know that any like real entrepreneur thinks that way. Like we jump, we take risks, we figure out how to build the plane on the way down. I don't know what else to say. I find it to be pretty effective, but that is a major theme this week. So what they're telling me is jump, do your thing, stop waiting for it all to be perfect, and start learning how to become the master of your environment. Like, why are you allowing other people to have so much emotional pull on you? Like, I've got stuff going on in my life right now. I have conflicts in my life right now. Previous version of myself would have waited to clear those conflicts up in order to shoot a video like this so I could be really emotionally clear. And I tell you, I'm emotionally clear. I just don't care what's going on because I don't have time to clean up all the messes before I finally sit down to then channel this. And a lot of that has to come down with priorities. It's like, well, and you guys think this way. I'm just giving you examples of how I think because that's how the records are positioning it to me. But it's like, okay, well, how big of a priority is this video? And I'm like, 1 to 10, it's like a 4. Like, I'm just going to get it done. Okay. I was like, there are some other priorities that are larger priorities. So I'm going to give them more space, more credit, more time. And I'm just going to get this done in the way that feels the best for me while meeting your needs as a community. It's like really, really easy. So I want you guys to start thinking in terms of A, what are your priorities? B, are you ultimately considering the right priorities? And if you could give them a weight from 1 to 10, what would they be? And it's really funny because even when I feel a little guilty by saying this video is a 4 out of 10, but it is. It is. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush about it. But I wanted to get it done. And the point is, even something that's a lower priority can get done in the middle of the day on the way to doing something else that is a 10. It's about understanding your priorities, which give you the rocks for your day, which show you the big things that need to get done. And once you know where you're going to focus your time and attention, then you can take that little bit of extra energy on your way to doing something else, accomplishing something else, and fit in another video or two, or fit in another business idea, or fit in another income stream, or fit in a workout. How do you get more done with less? Okay, so I will specifically, sometimes I'll go to coffee shops that are miles away from my apartment because I want to fit a run in. And I don't want to have to run and then stop and then shower and then go to something later, because the way that my energy and creativity flows through the day is I get a certain amount out of myself that is the most productive at certain times. So what I'll do is I'll run 3 miles to a cafe, and then I will sit my butt down and I will get 6 hours of work done, and then I will run 3 miles back. That's another way how I'm fitting my workout into my creative routine without even thinking about it. It's just something I do. The same with biking, and the same with my walks. I'm on my walk right now, and you are getting the benefit of me double dipping in a number of different ways. Think about your priorities. Give them an appropriate weight. So if you could only get 3 to 5 things done this week, major things, okay, like priorities, like big priorities that are 10 out of 10s, what would they be? Write them down. Then think about everything else that needs to get done and how it can maneuver around your big tasks. All right. If you want to get the little tasks done, like me shooting this video, just get them done and release any idea or need for perfection. So maybe you're like, you know what, this would be easier if I knew how to juggle emotionally people walking by me and people staring at me and me trying to keep my attention on the camera and channeling at the same time. But I don't always know those things. You're not always going to be perfect at what you do, especially when you start, you guys. You have to develop the skill set. And the only way you develop the skill set is through placing yourself in uncomfortable environments that would force you under pressure mentally to develop the skill set. And the beauty about evolution and consciousness is that you could think and plan in terms of growth and say, oh, what am I going to do to grow myself so that I can thrive in these conditions? Which is lackluster, if I'm going to be honest. Or you could just place yourself in the conditions, which is going to place you under a certain amount of stress. You don't want to be under duress, just stress, just enough stress where your mind feels pressure and then wants to become comfortable. And because you're under a certain amount of stress, your mind will automatically find what will make you comfortable in the moment and produce solutions where you couldn't even think about, you have to be under pressure in order for those solutions to step forward and come forward. This is a lot of how psychological development does flourish. I don't know that many people talk about this, but we need to be under certain circumstances of pressure in order to grow quickly. Again, you could grow. I could grow by sitting in my apartment and meditating and building, hyping myself up and saying, it's going to be okay. Okay, what do I need to do in order to feel like I can shoot videos on the street? Or I don't even know. I didn't even think about it. Honestly, I went to leave my apartment, and I'm always in my Akashic Records, and they said, before I left, they said, hey, grab the camera. And I was like, okay. And I was just thinking about some big things I need to do tomorrow. And they said, shoot the video on the way. It's going to be much easier. Upload it, take care of it, get it done. They were like, you'll have the best of both worlds. You'll get everything you need to get done. And your mind will not be ruminating on the energetics of the video. It will be ruminating on other things. So my consciousness is split right now. And most of my energy is moving towards something else. But I'm also able to captivate the attention that I need to describe to you what the themes are for the week, while 70 or 80% of my conscious awareness is actually in another time space right now, solving a problem, doing something else entirely. This is really cool that I'm showing you this in real time, actually. typically I am a single tasker. I don't like multitasking. I guess this is a degree of multitasking. I like to give something my full attention and then move on to the next thing, and that's not what's happening right now. It's very interesting. Anyway, so I'm developing a new skill set that is being built under pressure. I'm literally giving you the example of what I'm telling you is the major theme for the week. These are just suggestions, okay, of ways of thinking, ways of being, and ideas. And I'm also being guided to tell you right now that I'm no longer going to tell you what to do with your life. I actually really don't like it, if I can be honest with you. I don't love coming on and being like, I'm a psychic medium, let me tell you what you're going to do for this week. Ultimately, you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do this week. All right? And you're going to learn, and you're going to grow, and you're going to have ideal conditions, and you're going to have terrible conditions all at the same time. I don't know anyone that gets around that. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much love you have. You're welcome to life. Hi. It's not easy. The easy part about life is how you decide to navigate, what you decide to think, how you reframe your circumstances, and who you decide to become in the process. I will dive into this in more streams and videos and things, but ultimately, I think our state of awareness and our character, who we become and who we are, is where we create our foundational awareness, how we feel and when we feel stable. For example, me doing this video on the walk, I don't know, I'm a little insecure. I'm not gonna lie. There have been a lot of people looking at me, but I'm like, well, where's my stability? Where's my security in this moment? I'm like, I'm the type of person that gets shit done. I just get it done. I just get it done. I have other things to do. I wanted to do it. I just get it done. Okay. And I don't want you guys to think that there's less attention or focus on this, because it's not true at all. It's me being vulnerable enough to show you the attitude. And I think I've said this in my videos before. Listen to what I say, but watch how I'm navigating energetics, because I'm navigating in the wave. I am a full embodied practitioner. I'm not just mental and then my emotional body somewhere else and psycho-emotionally is processing something else. No, I'm fully present. And the way that I'm handling my full presence is by acknowledging where things feel challenging for me right in this moment and meeting the needs anyway. And meeting multiple needs at one time. And I'm telling you, prioritizing is like a godsend. I think it's something I have in spades. I've cultivated it. This is something I would recommend all of you guys do. I think people waste a lot of time. And it really doesn't matter how much money you have, how much love you have, your connections, etc. I know even entrepreneurs that are running multi-million-dollar enterprises. And sometimes I even look at them and I'm like, really, I'm on par with all y'all. Because, even the way you're prioritizing your time, you're making an awful lot of time for emotional conflict based in immature thinking, when all of that time could be sent towards anything else. So I guess I'm using that as an example to tell you guys, walk the good walk, all right? If you think you prioritize well and you're good at your job, perhaps with priorities, but then you get home and you're constantly arguing with your spouse, or you're never seeing eye to eye with the people you love or around you, you're prioritizing conflict. I'm sorry, not sorry. I kind of hate to be the person to say it, but I don't. The way we're moving forward here with me and you guys is I'm just going to hold a lot less back. I'm being much more transparent. I've always been transparent. You guys know that, but I'm being more transparent as far as I'm going to show you the energetics of how to navigate through how I'm navigating and through my just very blunt attitude in general. You're going to be surrounded by a lot of distractions. You have to have your priorities together. You have to. This year is going to be insane. If you don't have your priorities together, you're going to get washed ashore. You're going to just be swept up into the chaos that is this year. There are already so many collective programs. I'm not even going to get into them because I just don't care to get into them. I don't want to touch on them. I don't want to bring the energies in. All right, but there are a lot of things going on at the collective level that are just sweeping people's attention. You think that's not intentionally designed? It's there to keep you away from reaching your own maximum potential. I'm turning into this person. I'm just going to be talking more to you guys about hey, how to own your fucking time. You own your fucking time. Oh, you want financial freedom? Well, then stop giving your emotional freedom away for free into conflict-based relationships. And when conflict comes up, chop, chop, motherfucker. That's I handle conflicts in a number of ways, but I'm always very clear and I set boundaries very, very clearly. What I'm hearing is you guys don't have these skills. And I'm also hearing that some of you are going to be agitated by the way that I'm speaking. And that's what you need to learn right now. These traits that I'm showing are traits that are going to get you far ahead of this year, and that many of you will need, and that you probably don't want to develop, because honestly, there's nothing convenient about being argumentative. Not that I'm argumentative. There's nothing convenient about being pioneering. There's nothing convenient about when everybody goes left, you go right. Gosh. What else do I want to say? Stop looking to everyone for advice. You know what you need. Many of you just don't want to acknowledge that you know what you need to know. You know what you need to do. You know what you need to be thinking. You know the next steps and the next moves. You don't want to acknowledge it in yourself, because then you're going to realize how much control you have and how much power you have within yourself. You'd rather displace it to somebody else, whether it's a psychic, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's TikTok, whether it's the government, so that you can say, I'm all good. See, everything's good. I'm like a little bit more of a victim than everybody else. I don't actually have power to change my life. Like, I can't actually make those changes and shifts right now. Hello, sweet baby. You can make all those changes right now. I am calling you out. I think some of you are going to adore me for this. The ones that don't, just click off. I don't care. It actually offers so much more value for me to be honest with you guys, and not to people please you into submission so you continue to follow me, to give me more attention, because I'm telling you what I know you want to hear. There are so many different trains of thought in this video that I could take and read in a very different way, where I know I would get more approval from you, from all of you, where I know it would spike my views, where I know that it would tell you exactly what you feel like you need, so that you don't feel attacked by your own energy. A lot of you are over-victimizing yourselves, getting yourselves into emotional conflicts, making shit a priority that's absolutely not a priority, then wondering why you're not happy, why you don't have more money, why you don't have the love that you want. And I'm being led and guided right now. I'm being led and guided right now to give a shout out to my wonderful crew of humans. The people that work with me are on the aspect of development where I have never seen people just, you guys, like, just work so hard at their own personal development, like take their own responsibility for their lives and really make the hard changes and step up every day and every moment and emotionally handle really difficult challenges, not looking for a fucking quick fix. They're running the marathon. They're running the marathon alongside me, drafting off me, with me. Like, it's so fun and so beautiful, and you all know who you are. And if you've been doing this work and you've been doing your healing and you've been dedicated, then you're on this path, you're on this journey, and you could just walk beside me and be like, okay, I get it. Stop looking to everybody else for fucking advice. Look to yourself. I'm going to be cultivating more of a practice of having you guys run alongside me instead of me telling you what to do. Again, I can read the energy in so many different ways. And I already saw the energetics that came through that I could read from the Akashic Records. Just from the quantum, really. I just like using the Akashic Records as my chaperones. As my guides. Where I could people please all of you into submission. And I don't want to do it anymore. I don't really like people pleasing. I'd rather tell you the reality so you actually have a fucking shot. You know what happens when we people please as readers, and most of them do, by the way, because we want your attention. Even our guides will filter the information in a level of people pleasing because they're like, oh, Stormie's going to be uncomfortable, or oh, this person's going to be uncomfortable, and they might not continue reading the energetics if we position it in a way that's conflict based. If you're wondering what that's like, check out all of my videos from December. Me and Spirit started having a fisticuffs. I was like, listen, we need to do things in a different way moving forward. Turn the corner. We're going to come back to my main central theme message in a moment, but turn the corner in your life. You just watched me see a bigger conflict that was going to be harder for me to navigate, both with speaking, there were animals on the street, and multiple humans. And I was like, okay, turn the corner, like change the direction, start moving. And the way that real intuition works is it turns on through movement. It turns on through opportunity. You see the opportunities, you see the solutions when you are present under a certain amount of pressure. That pressure that I just experienced, you just watched me walk through, was just seeing that there was going to be a little too many beings on the corner of the sidewalk. So I turned the corner and changed my direction. Change your direction. Trust the intuition in the moment. Intuition is very fluid. It's not a static thing, but people think about it like it's static, and I think that's what creates so many issues, where people are afraid to move forward or afraid to do the next step or take the next step rather, is because they don't understand how to move the intuition. Intuition is always moving. It is always changing. It is like the wind. It is always developing. And if you can learn how to read in the moment, which is about stepping into the moment. I'm trying to find an aesthetic shot. I don't know if I have one. Here we are. Once you start moving, once you take an action, the next action will make itself known. The intuition for the next thing will turn on. I can see that the energy is already changing in the moment. So watch as you move moment to moment. Prioritize your needs this week, this month, moving forward. Understand your priorities. You can look up, I forget who covers it, personal development-wise. They're called rocks. So, like, I don't want to go through this scenario because I don't think I'm going to do it justice, but look up, like, rocks and prioritization on Google. And that entire strategy will come up. But essentially, know your rocks, like what has to get done today, what has to get done tomorrow, what has to get done the day after, and then what's all the little stuff that can move in around it. Notice where you are spending, like money, your emotional energy. And if you don't like where you're spending that energy, start employing a slew of tactics to find ways to transition that energy, because it's an addiction pattern emotionally. It gives you adrenaline and stimulation, which we then create meaning or significance out of those adrenaline rushes. Generally, most of us are looking for meaning. So we will create conflict in order to create meaning. We create conflict to create significance, because significance is really the ego boost, and we're all just looking for ego boosts all the time. All right. Is there anything else I want to say here? Priorities. Move with your intuition this week. Start realizing that whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing, that you're wondering and wanting to know the next right step in a perfect way, and you're waiting for spirit to give you the sign, get out of your fucking way. You are the sign. You are the sign. I don't even look for signs anymore. They hit me in the face. You are the sign. Just do it. Just do it. The sign will come based on how you feel as you're moving forward, and you do need to work on your insecurities. That's just a part of this process. If you guys need help with that, Break the Mold, my program, I'll leave a link somewhere in the description below, goes through reducing all those insecurities and building confidence. Okay, Akashic Records, is there any other messaging? Have a wonderful week. My tone in this video does not say that it's going to be a weird or bad week. I'm just translating the skills in a more practical human way, so you guys, Spirit's saying, so you get your head out of your butt, and so that you start moving as a human, because you're going to need to be very, very human this year. You're going to need to be very, very grounded and spiritual. And I'm one of the probably very, very few people that can speak to both of those things simultaneously. I live in the 5D, and I'm probably 30% in the 3D as a physical human. And I'm constantly juggling them. So I am the person to share about that. All right, Spirit, anything else? I'm navigating the quantum right now in this video. You guys are actually watching me timeline hop and jump with you to guide and lead you based on where I intuitively know that you expect me to go, but I'm actually giving you what you need. And then how you download this information and translate it for yourself is going to be like actually what you need. And actually, I'm telling you to keep your power. Don't give it to anyone. Only if they deserve it, man. Like, I'll tell you. Oh my gosh. Stop giving your power away. Stop giving it away to social media. Stop giving it away to the government. Stop giving it away to other people's opinions. Stop giving it away to other people that are reading. You know, like, I'm always going to tell you to come back to yourself. Be your own guru. I will guide you along the way, but I'm just really going to guide you how to be a spiritual human. The tools that you can use, how you can navigate your world. But anyone that's telling you how you need to be, or that there are, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, just be mindful. As we move forward this year, there are going to be a lot of authoritative people in positions that you would give them authority, that they don't deserve the authority. I'm not being told to go into detail, and I don't even know what the detail of that is. But spiritually, I'm being told there's going to be a lot of spiritual leadership taking authority. And I'm being told to mind your P's and Q's, Just because somebody has an audience, just because somebody can speak or can channel, just because somebody has intellect or knowledge that's more than you, doesn't mean they deserve your power. They're telling me I'm going to be reading you the Riot Act later in the year. I don't know what that means. Okay, we just got human Stormie here right now that really needs a coffee. So I'm going to go get myself a latte. So human Stormie says, I'm done, I'm tapping out. But spiritually, there are many other things going on. I'm being told, actually, they're telling me that I'm going to be much more grounded than anyone else that you're going to be watching. And much more authoritative, and much more authoritative from the place of like my own authority. Saying this is what's going on for me. And I'm going to be a lot less intellectually sexy this year is what they're saying to me. I don't know what all of that means. It doesn't mean I'm not intellectual. It just means I'm bulldozing through the quantum is what I was just told. I'm in bulldozer mode, I guess. All right. Okay, Spirit. As long as I get to dress like this. Then okay, you can put me in bulldozer mode. Anyway, that's what I've got. Also, another memo here, Money Recoded. We are on week 5, 6. We have 3 live weeks left. They're like 5 hours a week that we go and deep dive into content on recoding your money blueprint, recoding your relationship with money at the quantum level, where I give you the skills to create the relationship that's going to be the most fulfilling for your 3D human self and your 5D higher self working together, merged together, spiritual and practical, getting it all done. So I will leave a link in the description below. There's a promo code down there as well. I am going to close the enrollment soon, and I may not open that up for months, maybe not till next year. It is my absolute favorite work at this point. I can't even do it justice right now talking about it, so I might shoot another video just talking about it. But there's a ton of energy work in each module and lots of channeling. Really incredible multi-dimensional quantum work around rewriting your relationship with money at the 5D level, and then translating it and working it through as a conscious, aware human. This shit is pure magic. Pure magic. It's lots of psychic development as well, but it's very, very easy. It's all done through guided meditations, all the energy work. So anyway, if you have questions about that, send me an email. I'm really hungry. I need to get my coffee now. Okay, lots of love. Thank you for joining me in this video, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.